The extraordinary rendition of Janos Farkas. Chapter 46. The Peugeot slewed sideways, the tires screeching and smoking. Turk stood on the brakes as the big Mercedes rushed towards the white car. In the Peugeot's window, Ein's face seemed to grow as the other face came at it, its brakes grabbing furiously at the pavement, the anti-lock system pumping like an angry fist. There were no words from either car, just eyes growing wider and closer and more fearful. There was no more than a hand's width between them when the Mercedes came to a stop. Doors flew open. Out of the army vehicle came a soldier waving an AK-47. He raced at the Mercedes. Behind him were two men in black with their faces covered. Turk jumped out, his Uzi leveled at the coming men. Alice Mary ran from the Peugeot. In the dark of the coming dawn, faces blurred. "It's Nabil Abu-Zuri," Alice Mary yelled at Turk. "Don't shoot, it's Nabil Abu-Zuri. They're my men." More doors flew open, more chaos. Gisela pulled Spencer from the back of the Mercedes. As if for the first time, their eyes met. "Janos," she whispered, "your face." A siren could be heard coming from behind. Ein rushed from the Peugeot. She got within a heartbeat of Gisela and Spencer and stopped, not knowing what to do, how far to go. "Get him in the gas," Alice Mary yelled at the men. "Get him in the gas. It's ours. You can look after him there. Move it. Hurry. Get him in." Spencer didn't need Ein or Gisela's help. He was moving as fast as the leg shackles would allow. Over everything, the sound of the Palestine Faden fighters trying to restart the Peugeot could be heard. The starter whined and squealed. If what they said could be believed, then the car's mother had had sex with numerous scruffy camels and a variety of manky goats. "Push it," Alice Mary called out. "Get out and push it. We need to get by it in the Mercedes. We need them to follow the Mercedes." Soon Turk and the two Palestinians in Syrian army uniforms had the Peugeot off to the side. Gisela, Ein, and Spencer were climbing into the back of the guys. "Go on," Alice Mary yelled at them. "Go to freedom. Go to help the man who will free us all." And as he climbed into the Mercedes with his men, he raised his fist in the air and yelled, "Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! God is great!" Nabil Abu-Zuri was already back behind the wheel of the gas tiger, revving the big diesel engine. They sped off, turning right at the first street they came to, went down half a block and then, making what seemed like a 50-point turn, faced the gas back towards the street they had just come from. "What are you doing?" Turk asked. "We wait," Nabil Abu-Zuri answered. "When the Mercedes goes past, there will be vehicles chasing it, maybe even some like this. We will join in the chase. Who will know?" Moments later, the Mercedes sped past, followed by two cars. Abu-Zuri waited a second before rumbling after them. In the back, Spencer rubbed his ankles and wrists where the shackles had been. "I knew you'd come," he said, letting his words hang in the air for either Gisela or Ein to possess. "I knew you would." This was it, the moment of truth, the moment of reconciliation. Here he was with two women. One, his sister, a woman he had only ever seen before on surveillance videos and photographs. The other, his wife, a woman he had only met once, and that was in a prison cell where no intimacies could be shared. In the front was a big man called Turk, a man who was part of his team, a man who worked for him, a man who supposedly was his sister's lover, a man who had, could, and would kill, a man who he had never met before. The absurdity of it started to strike him. How could he possibly fool all of them into thinking that he was the real Janos Farkas, a man they knew better than himself? It was insane. There was only one thing to do. He had to be Janos. He had to do what Janos would do. He had to take command. First he put his hand on Gisela's shoulder and drew her closer. "You have given me back my life," he said. "Now it is I who owe you." He watched her eyes. There was no doubt in them. Then he turned to Ein and pulled her face to his, both hands behind her head, and he kissed her passionately. "This is what I have missed," he said to her. "This and more." He worked his way up the Gaz, past the two Palestinians in army uniforms. "I am Janos," he said to them. At the front, he tapped Turk on the shoulder, putting his hand forward, shook his hand. "Who is our driver?" he asked. "Nabil Abu Zuri," Turk replied. "I am Janos," Spencer said to the driver. "Nabil Abu Zuri, take me to Beirut. I have a prince to meet and a king to kill." That's the end of chapter 46.